Hey, co-reporters, welcome back. Listen, the cat is out of the bag. Paris has revealed the news that she just welcomed a baby boy via surrogate, which is absolutely amazing. I'm so happy for her and excited for her, but it did get me wondering whether or not her mother, Kathy Hilton, was blindsided by the news. You might be wondering why that is something that came to mind for me, but let me remind you, it wasn't that long ago that her mother, Kathy Hilton, was actually on E! News asking you and I for our thoughts and prayers and talking about how she wanted to counsel her daughter Paris to relax. And she was saying that Paris was really struggling to conceive. So this was in November, and Paris announced the birth of her baby boy just a couple of days ago, which is now in January, which means that the surrogate would have been about 7 months pregnant with the son at this point. So is that a little bit odd to you that Kathy would be asking that sort of a question unprovoked? Well, it wasn't actually basically unprovoked. I do believe that Adrienne asked her some questions about how things were going for Paris. Remember, Paris is 41 years old, so I do believe that that is why Adrienne felt it appropriate to ask the question if everything was going okay. I do believe that Harris did open up a little bit about having embryos and eggs and this and that. So let's take a listen to what it was that Kathy Hilton said. And before I even play it, take a look at the date stamp right there. November 15th, literally 2 months ago, when the surrogate would have been 2 months pregnant with the baby.
Kind of
I
mom
know.
do you think Paris will
It breaks
be?
my heart because I know she is trying and
I get
trying.
that.
For copyright purposes, but you could read she's talking about their quote unquote
So
struggle.
many people, they struggle, and it doesn't just happen like that.
So basically, Kathy said that she's been telling Paris to just relax and it's going to happen when it's time for it to happen. So it kind of sounds to me, and probably to you as well, that she was way out of the loop. In fact, this was something that kind of like seemed seemingly threw Paris for a curb as well, because what happened was, and I believe that she called the paparazzi on herself in order to specifically refute these claims. But she and her husband Carter were going through an airport when TMZ came to her and asked her very conveniently, right, about this whole fertility journey. So let's take a look at this competing video. So the one with Kathy Hilton, that took place on November 15th, and literally the next day Paris had the paparazzi ready so that she could refute her mother's claims about her having issues conceiving. So at this point, she and Carter obviously knew that their surrogate had the baby and was very heavily pregnant, and that they were going to be parents together very shortly.
Going. I know it can be tough.
I have tons of embryos that are all just been waiting. We've been stocking up on a lot of them, so yeah.
That's great. Is it challenging at all? Your mum said that it's a bit of a struggle at times.
I don't know where she got that.
Oh, really?
It's never been a struggle at all.
So the process hasn't been that sort of difficult, emotionally or anything like that?
No, we don't talk about that.
Oh, that's great. Have you got any advice for other women in a similar situation?
So there you go. She said, listen, it's not a struggle. We have our embryos. Obviously, she did not want to say that the surrogate was already pregnant, but we already know what it is at that point. So do you guys kind of get the vibe as well? Let me know. I'm going to leave you guys to it in the comments, but let me know, was Kathy Hilton left out of the loop? I know that growing up, Paris had a pretty complicated relationship with her mom. I know that there is some resentment there about the boarding school that she sent Paris to and how traumatic that was for Paris in her life. I thought that they had moved through it and worked through it a little bit, especially with that wedding special that she did for, I believe, Hey You or Amazon or Peacock or whatever. I imagine Disney Plus, I don't know, Hulu. But apparently, I don't know, maybe she felt as though her mom had a big mouth and she worried that her mom would blab the news by accident, because Kathy does come off very oblivious and very kind of like dizzy, if I could say it politely. So that could have been the reason why this news was kept from her, if the news was kept from her. But perhaps maybe she was even asked to create some kind of buzz about it and to throw the scent off or something like that. Listen, this is Hollywood. Anything can happen there. So you let me know what your theory is for why her mom went on TV and said that her daughter was struggling to conceive, all the while the surrogate was already 7 months pregnant with the baby at this point. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. And as usual, we'll chat. That's all for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.